So today we're gonna be working on this first unique char in character in a string. Oh, cheating there. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is, so this is listed as an easy and LeetCode. So given a string S, we're gonna find the first non-repeating character in it and return its index. So if it does not exist, we're gonna return -1. So as you can see right here, with this example, let's see. With this example, there you can see that the first non-repeating character is L itself. You see that that's what we're gonna find first. Lovely code is actually gonna be 0, 1, which is the O, because there's no other 0, 1, 2, sorry, V, excuse me, V, 0, 1, 2, and then AABB is going to return -1 because there are no unique characters. When I think about this, let's go ahead and write down our inputs and our outputs. So input is string of characters, no spaces, no special digits. That's what it looks like. All lowercase letters. Our output that we expect is the index of the first unique character. And some edge cases to think about, edge cases, is that I see that for sure I'm always going to have at least 1. So if our string's length is 1, we can return, our string length is 1, we can return that index. We can return the first index. Otherwise, what comes to mind right now is to check every letter and compare it to the next character. So say for example, my string of fish, I'm gonna have a pointer I at F, and J is gonna be here, and then I am gonna have the I pointer stay here. J is gonna keep traversing. Hey, are you in F? Are you in F? No, you're not. Okay, so then we know that F is a unique character, so we'll just return F. Otherwise, so brute force for this, brute force is what you're gonna do is so create an I pointer at the first value, and you can create, you can initialize a variable to false. If, and then we're going to check if the letters are not equal to each other, then return false. Then return the index of I, the index position of I. And one way you could definitely do this is with the index of, for let I equals 0, I is less than s dot length, I plus plus, if s dot index of s of I is equal, if the value, this is checking s dot last index of s of I, we're going to return I. So this is checking, so index of is a method that can be used to search from left to right. It's going to start from left and go to right, and that last index of is going to search from right to left. And with that done, if the same index of the value of that certain value are equal to Because essentially this is saying, hey, if I go from left to right, if you are not equal the same position as you were from right to left, then that means that you are the unique character. Else, after we search everything, return -1. This is actually going to be, this right here is actually going to be time of O of n squared. Because that index of is going to iterate through the string n times, and then the time complexity of that last index of, it's going to still search through every character n times as well, so that's why it's n squared. But space is O of 1 because we want to go ahead and just return the index value. What we could do to optimize, this better is, I was initially thinking set, because when you think about unique characters, set is really good at storing unique values. But the reason why unique values in set here does not make sense. Try to think in my head. It does not make sense. I forgot. Let me think about it. Because it does not make sense, because you're gonna it does not make, okay, now I know. Okay, so a set does not make sense here because I need to keep track of the index. Had it been keeping track of duplicate values, set is perfect, but the set does not help keep track of the index, so I need the index position of it. So another way I can think about this is to use a map, or sorry, an object, and I am going to go ahead and keep track of the values I've seen, and then I'm going to go ahead and return the index position as the key. Okay, so here, optimize is use a object. What I'm going to do here, okay, so create an object to keep track of the values of the characters seen, and then we're going to iterate through the string, check if the, now after we did that, we're going to keep track of the values. Now we're going to iterate through the string, and we're going to check, hey, if the value at the point of the string is equal to 1 in our object, return the index. So else return -1, else return -1 because they're -1, because there were no unique values found. So what we're going to do is let char object equal, and then we're going to say for let char of string, yes, s, if char object of char does not exist, what we need to do is set it to 0. If the key does not exist, set it to 0, else if it does, then we're going to say plus plus. Increment by 1, increment the value by 1. Afterwards, we're going to say for let I equals 0, I is less than s dot length, I plus plus. And now here, we're going to check in the object. If char object has s of I, that value, and if it's equal to 1, we're going to return I. Else, we're going to return -1. In doing this, as you can see, we iterate through string once each time. As you can see here, it's doing it once. So this is O of n, and this is right here is O of n, but in time complexity, we drop the what's the word I'm looking for? We dropped the dominant. We dropped the 2 because we don't worry about that in time complexity, and then it's going to be overall time complexity of O of n, and then space is still O of 1 because we're just returning back an index, or -1 if we haven't found it. So this is our answer. Let's do some more in a bit. So I gotta run. But hopefully we'll see a Gridiron Survivor live talk in a little bit. So yes, so we're gonna talk soon.